Hey there, how there, hello there. It's Jeff Cutter down. Welcome me to yet another Cutter stream. And today is the quarterfinals between England and Norway in the World Cup. Who will be the third team in the quarterfinal? In the semifinals, we know it's France. We know it's Spain. Now the question on everyone's lips is, will it be England or Norway in the quarter to make the semifinal? And whoever wins this game takes on either Argentina or Switzerland. But that game is not for another 4 hours. So by the time I go to bed at 11 o'clock, we will find out who the semifinals are. France and Spain play on Tuesday, and the two quarterfinals today will determine the Wednesday semifinal and all that. I will repeat this throughout the stream to people who are actually going to watch it, but this will be the last World Cup stream of the thing. If England does beat Norway, which I'm pretty sure they will, but you never know. If England does beat Norway, that means that, England will play on Wednesday. One tiny little problem, though, on Wednesday is that the game's at 3 o'clock, the semifinal, and I work 8 to 2:30. So obviously I won't be home in time for the semifinal. But thankfully, my local watering hole, Chuck's Roadhouse in Waterloo, is right by my work, and I'll be going there for the semifinal. I'm actually going to be there for the France-Spain semifinals, just to drink up the atmosphere, or soak in the atmosphere, if you will. So yeah. Now, of course, if England does not win against Norway, then it's going to be like, what do I do? Well, I'll watch both semifinals from Chuck's. I'll probably head to Bobby O'Brien's and all that. So for the Sunday final and all that, although it'd be kind of in the same general area, I gotta figure out what to do, but whatever. So of course we'll be ready for the national anthem soon. It's France and Norway. Norway, a lot of people think are not a soccer country. Well, they do have one of the fiercest strikers in club soccer in the Premier League. His name is Erling Haaland. Of course, Haaland is on the Norwegian team, so that's why Norway's got some credibility to their name and all that, and why they're in the quarterfinals for the first time in history as a nation. So, anyhow, I know a lot of you will be probably wondering World Cup history between certain countries, and Sharp Sports actually does it. So France taking on Spain, because you got two powerful guys. Spain's total team play against France. France and Spain have only met one other time, and that was in Germany in the same group. Yeah, France and Spain were in the same group in 2006. I didn't know that. But yeah, I think so, right? Yeah, I didn't know that. This is interesting. Yeah, France and Spain were in the same group. Yes. No, that's wrong. 2006, they met in the round of 16. Yeah, that would be it. Yeah, round of 16 when France beat Spain 3-1. That's their only meeting in history. So 20 years later, they'll be meeting for the second time in team history. You got England and Norway. Erling Haaland could have easily played for England because his father, Alf, was there too, and he was born in England because Alf Haaland was in the Premier League. But nope. But he chose Norway. I don't blame him for that. So you got England and Norway. England look like they're in their white strips today, which, I'm wearing the lucky colors. Thank goodness for that. Avoid the stain. Fuck, I forgot about the stain, but I'm I don't want to. I was worried. I'm do I wash the shirt or not? I'll wash it tomorrow for sure. I mean, if England wins or not, it doesn't matter because I'll be Wednesday. I'm prepared for England if they do beat Norway to be taken out by Argentina. But at least England Like the World Cup, unlike Euro, actually has a third place game. So that means England, if they win today or in the semifinals, they lose on Wednesday. They'll still play Saturday against the France Spain loser. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Yes, England's in the whites, which means Norway will be in the reds with the Norwegian stripe, the Norwegian cross on it because on their jerseys. Has to be. So yeah, England and Norway, tough matchup. They're in Miami. Bill's there in his backyard, STS. So yeah, and of course I have to make sure that the it's loud enough for me to listen to it, but not loud enough for YouTube to get pissy about it. Of course, I'll have to stand for both national anthems because that is the proper thing to do. I think Norway's goes first. I see a lot of red. Hopefully red for England, but it's red for Norway. I think the fans are told in advance what colors each team are wearing. All right, anthem time. Stand up, please, if you're able to. Norway first. Very nice. Now time for our national anthem. Here we go. God save our precious King. Long live our noble King. God save the King. Send him victorious, happy and glorious, long to reign over us. God save the King. Let's do this. Let's do this, England. Let's do this. Let's get to the semis. Let's get going. We got the pyrotechnics in the colors. That's kind of a nice touch. This is nerve-wracking for me. Of course, England, and I know a lot of you will be thinking, how many times has England been to the semifinals of the World Cup? And that's two: 1966. No, sorry, three: 1966, 1990, and 2018. 1966 won the semifinal against Portugal to move on to the final against West Germany, which we won in extra time. 1990 went to the semifinals after being Cameroon, a close call against Cameroon, and then faced West Germany again in the semifinals. Unfortunately, Germany beat us in penalties, and Gaza got a yellow card, which meant he was not fit for the final. And then, of course, he went into a steer thing, and Gary Lineker basically pointed at him and did the head gestures, not realizing he was on the camera. And 2018 England surprised a lot of people by moving on. Well, they took on Colombia. They actually were close to losing to Colombia. The game went to penalties, and somehow in some freaking way England won the game on penalties, which is unusual for us in the World Cup. And then England took on Sweden, beat them 2-0, got to the Final Four, lost the semis to Croatia in extra time, and then lost their place. Yeah, England lost their place to Italy in 1990, if you must know. So the officials are from what country? I would say Germany, by my guess. Nope, they're all from France. Clement Turban is the main referee, so we have a French referee for the England game, which is kind of unusual because France and England really hate each other. Imagine we see an England France final. Well, England, of course, has to beat Messi in Argentina. Jerome Bassard is the referee, Armando VAR referee, and then Villarreal, the US, is the assistant VAR. All right, so here we go. The starting lineups. England, I think, go first, right? Nope, Norway. 4-1-2-3. Orden Yneland, who's been a great goalie, he's in that. For the back, David Wolf, Torbjorn Hegem, Christopher Ajer, and Julian Ryerson. Sandra Berge trying to catch up with him. Patrick Berg in the midfield with Martin Odegaard, Andreas Schlierup, Erling Haaland, of course, and Alexander Sorloff. They do have one guy on a yellow card, Antonio Nusa. Only one guy on a yellow card, which is actually pretty good for their discipline. England, of course, 4-2-3-1, Pickford in the net. Nico O'Reilly has a yellow card with Mark Gilhey, also yellow card. John Stones and Esme Konza at the back. Declan Rice and Elliot Anderson trying to complement the defense. Anthony Gordon midfield. Jude Bellingham also has a yellow card to his name. And Noni Madueke, Harry Kane, or Folico Walking Stick, as Bill calls him, is captain. No Kwanzaa, he's out for this game and the semifinal on his red card. Jordan Henderson has a yellow card to his name. He actually celebrated and injured himself. His injured his arm, but his arm is not really needed for soccer. I mean, if it was for baseball or for football, obviously, Henderson would not be on the roster. Oh, yeah, that's right. They're going to do a moment's silence for Jaden Adams for South Africa. So just. Wow, so sad about the South African Jaden Adams, who played in the World Cup this year, was in all three group stage games. He was not in the game against Canada in the round of 32, but at 25, I don't know what happened to him. I'm just checking his Wikipedia page. Defensive midfielder, part of the Mamelodi Sundowns in the South African Premiership. He was named to the South African squad for the World Cup. He played in all his group stage matches, but did not appear against Canada, scoring 2 goals in 13 games for South Africa in his career. It's just so sad and all that. So he died in a part of Cape Town called Shotsky Kloof at age 25. His death was confirmed by his representative and guardian. Of course, we don't know what causes, but we'll find out soon enough. So sad for South Africa and all that. Of course, Canada beating South Africa to get to the round of 16, which Canada got their butts handed to them by Morocco. So Norway in the reds, as I suspected. Of course, England in white. It was like, well, what other color will Norway wear? So they're wearing their reds, the ruby reds, ruby doobie. So, of course, the winner of this game plays Argentina or Switzerland. That we will find out in 4 hours. Well, by 11 o'clock Eastern time, we'll find out who is playing. Will Switzerland do something that Cabo Verde or Egypt didn't do? And that's finish off the Argentines and all that. Switzerland, I don't think have ever been to the semifinals in their history, if I remember correctly. Switzerland's done decently. They went to the quarterfinals in 1954 as a host country, but lost to Austria 7-5. Yeah, they said that. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I don't think Switzerland's ever been to the semifinals. Because Switzerland has had a strange history at the World Cup and all that. So a lot of people are probably saying, well, does Switzerland have a chance against Argentina? Not completely. But, I mean, They could. The Swiss team could pull something out of the ass. And all that. So we'll see what happens. At the World Cup, yeah, 1934, 1938, they did get to the quarterfinals in 7th place. Well, they went to the quarterfinals in 34 and 38. Bad ball there. Group stage in 1950, they lost. 1954, they went to the quarterfinals hosting, but lost to Austria in that famous 7-5 game. Group stage losses in 62 and 66 without winning a game. Round of 16 in 94 in America, the other World Cup in the U.S., Switzerland took part. They were in Canada's, they were in the American group with Colombia and, good grief, why can't I remember the fourth team? Colombia and, I think it was Romania. I think, right? 94 for the United States and Switzerland. Yeah, that's right. Romania, Switzerland, and Colombia were the groups the Americans played. The Americans took third in that group and got into one of third place. Romania were 2-1. Switzerland were 1-1, but beat the Americans on goal differential. And well, the U.S. and Switzerland tied 1-1 with each other. So yeah, they got to the round of 16 and lost. I don't know who they lost to. Let's see, who did they lose to? Switzerland lost to Spain 3-0. And then in 2006, they got to the round of 16, but lost on penalties to Ukraine. They didn't give up a goal the entire tournament. Even in that game against Ukraine, they didn't give up a goal. They gave up the goals in the penalty shootout. They got bit in the group stage in 2010, round of 16 in 2014, 18, and 22, getting to the knockout stages, but losing all three of them. And then ending up in, they're in the quarterfinals today. If they win, it's the first semifinals in history with these guys. Article Switzerland at the World Cup. Yeah, I guess I should have done that because it would have given me all that stuff. Yeah, 1934, the Swiss played the Dutch in the knockout stages. But of course, remember that in 34 and 38, they did knockout, not group stages. So they beat the Dutch, but lost to the Czechs 3-2. And then 1938, they beat Germany in a replay. Yeah, they beat Nazi Germany, and then they lost to Hungary. In 1950, they won, lost, and tied in their group with Yugoslavia, Brazil, and Mexico, then qualified. In 1954, they got to the quarterfinals. They beat Italy, shockingly 4-1, and then lost 7-5 to Austria. 1962, they lost to Chile, West Germany, and Italy in the group in Chile. And then 66 lost in the group with West Germany, Spain, and Argentina. Very close to the story, huh? 94, U.S., Romania, Colombia. They tied the Americans. They beat Romania, but lost to Colombia. But for Colombia, it was a little too late. They were out of it. And then Spain beat them 3-0. 2006, they were in the group with France, Togo, and Korea. They tied France 0-0 and then beat Togo and South Korea and then lost on penalties to Ukraine. 2010, they were in the group with Spain, Chile, and Honduras and ended up being 1-1-1, but not qualifying through. It was Spain and I think Chile qualified for second place, right? Can't remember. 2014, yeah, they beat Spain 1-0 and Spain somehow won the tournament. And that was the first time a country lost the first game of the World Cup and then won the title. 2014, they were in the group with Ecuador, France, and Honduras. They beat Ecuador and Honduras, lost to France, lost to Argentina on an extra time. So Argentina and Switzerland do have history with each other. I think this is only the second time they've met. 2018, Group E, there were Brazil, Serbia, and Costa Rica. They beat Serbia, but tied Brazil and even tied Costa Rica, which was shocking. Got to the Sweet 16, losing to Sweden. Of course, that World Cup was in Russia. They lost to Sweden, who then lost to to England. So, yeah, we could have easily played Switzerland for quarterfinals. 2022 in Group G, they were with Cameroon, Brazil, and Serbia. Beat Cameroon and Serbia, lost to Brazil. Faced Portugal and got their asses whipped 6-1. Holy smokes. In 2026 this year, Switzerland was with Qatar, Bosnia, and Canada. Of course, they beat Canada 2-1 when Canada needed a tie to stay in Vancouver for the round of 32 and all that. They stayed in Vancouver. They beat Algeria. They needed penalties against Colombia, beat them, and now they're in Kansas City against Argentina. So I think Argentina, I think Switzerland, England and Norway have never met in the World Cup until this year. That's for sure. Yeah, that's for sure. I don't remember England and Norway bumping each other in the World Cup. Nope. This is the first time they've bumped into each other in the World Cup ever. But to be sure, or to be honest, England and Norway actually do have a history with World Cup like qualifications. Nope, Argentina beat Switzerland in group stage in Sheffield, 1966, and then beat them in the round of 16. So yeah, Argentina's got this one. Switzerland has yet to score a goal in 2 games against those guys. England trying to make a move. Why are there so many whistles? Okay, that's some kind of free kick. But anyway, yeah. So it's just brutal and all that. Yeah, kind of an offside position, I guess. But yeah, England, Norway. England, yeah, as I said, England does have a history against Norway. In 1981, during qualifications for the 1982 tournament, Norway beat England on home turf 2-0. And then there was that Norwegian commentator who basically spouted off English legends like Lord Beaverbrook, Lord Nelson, and Maggie Thatcher. And the guy goes, "Can you hear me, Maggie Thatcher? Your boys took one hell of a beating. Your boys took a hell of a beating." Uh-oh. Oh, crap. That's to the wrong team. Okay. Yeah, Kwanzaa's out. Okay, whatever. Get it out. You're going to the left. Yeah, you got all that. And then 1994, England was in the same qualifying group as Norway, but they ended up losing to Norway for second place in the qualifying group. Well, the Dutch were number 1, and then Norway took second place in that qualifying group and beat England for that spot. It was like shocking that England fell flat. And 94 was the last time England missed the World Cup. In 98, England fell in the round of 16 to Argentina thanks to David Beckham's petulant kick at Simeone and then penalty kicks Beckham. But Argentina karma bit Argentina on the arse as they lost to the Dutch on the last kick of the game thanks to Dennis Bergkamp's goal and Frank de Boer's pass and that Dutch radio announcer going bonkers. But then the Dutch lost to Brazil in the semifinals, and then Brazil lost to France. So that's the crazy part. Is that, 6 degrees of bacon with England in 98. England lost to Argentina, then they lost to Holland, then they lost to Brazil, then they lost to France. 2002 World Cup, England got to the quarterfinals, lost to Brazil thanks to Ronaldinho's free kick goal that David Seaman forgot to jump for, like the goalie. And then 2006, England fell in the quarterfinals to Portugal, and thanks to that stupid wanker, if you will, or winker, CR7, Rooney was sent off. Rooney definitely would have got a yellow card for his antics. But yeah, CR7 kind of ruined Rooney. And that's the worst part because they both played for Manchester United, my favorite club team. And then, of course, 2010, England had to beat Slovenia on the final day to make the round of 16. And then they played Germany, lost 4-1. Germany got lucky. Well, Frank Lampard thought he tied the game at 2, but the ball was over the line, but Neuer quickly smacked it away so that they couldn't find out the ball was over the net. If VAR was there, that was a goal. Maybe England loses still, but it doesn't matter. And then 2014, England fell flat in the group with Italy, Costa Rica, and Uruguay. And then 2018, England were with Sweden, Panama, and no, not Sweden, Panama. They were with Panama, Panama, Belgium, and I forgot the third team. But yeah, England lost to Belgium on the final day, and allegedly Belgium was trying to lose too, remembering they were in normal groups. Boo! General Infantile, fuck you. So anyway, that's what you got. So yeah, 0-0. I know there's no one watching right now, but there's always the replay. You can always watch it on replay and all that. I did give fair warning though too. And as I said, in case you're watching this now at the 25-minute mark, you're watching this. This will be the last World Cup stream of the tournament, I think, unless I do want to do the final. I might do the final and all that, but of course England. Frank, he was looking for the ball. But yeah, so because England, if they do beat Norway, their semifinals on Wednesday at 3:00. Unfortunately, I have a job I work from 8 to 2:30, so I can't get home in time for the game. And there's Chuck's Roadhouse, like a bar thing up the road from my work, so I can at least go there for the final. Unfortunately, if you're in Waterloo region, if you're watching this, you know Chuck's Roadhouse has had some brawls because of the soccer and all that. There was no brawls when I was there for England and Canada, all that, nothing. But there was a major thing when England beat Mexico a week ago. England fans started flipping off Mexican fans, and then there was a massive brawl in the parking lot outside Chuck's. I mean, the English fans did start it, so technically they were at fault. And allegedly there was a big brawl for Argentina or something. One of my coworkers said that. But anyway, it doesn't matter. So yeah, I'll watch both semifinals there, Tuesday and Wednesday, so that, get to watch soccer and all that. Probably have an ice cap later to calm my nerves down, We'll see what happens. Yeah. So yeah, England's got a lot of people with yellow cards. That's the problem, because if they get another yellow card, that means they're ineligible for the semifinals, which I don't want. Kwanzaa out is bad enough, but still, I mean, England better smarten up and all that defensively. And then, of course, and then the final is on next Sunday. And the third place game, unlike most tournaments, there is a third place game. That's on Saturday. I think Miami hosts third place, doesn't it? Let me just check the book. Yeah, Miami hosts the third place game next Saturday. Atlanta hosts the England wins. They have to go to Atlanta to play either Argentina or Switzerland. France and Spain in Dallas is the first semifinal. The championship is in New York. Well, East Rutherford, but yeah, New Jersey metro area. So yeah, Spain and France is going to be interesting. I mean, France with Mbappe and Dembele. Don't forget, Dembele's a good player too. Oh, Venus Williams in the crowd. I know she's a part owner of the Miami Dolphins, so she's in the Miami area. She was a pretty good tennis player in her day. All that, just like Serena Williams. The Williams sisters basically were great. I mean, that movie called King Richard, about the Williams' father, Richard, molding them into tennis champs. That's a good movie. And won Will Smith the Best Actor award. Unfortunately, that was the same year as his slap on Chris Rock. Of course, Yeah. So it doesn't matter. If England does lose, make the semifinals and lose third place and go to third place on Saturday, I'm probably going to head to the Mall and Barley just down the road from where I am right now. I'll probably just go there and watch the game with my England brethren and probably try to network and maybe meet a hot English beauty. I can only dream. But yeah, Sunday the final, I'm heading to Bobby O'Brien's. I have to head to Bobby O'Brien's on Sunday for the final if England is in it. Otherwise, I'm going to waste my freaking time, because obviously someone will snap a picture of me and say, hey, you're a fucking hypocrite. You're an England fan. Like, if England does lose to Argentina, hypothetically, do I think Argentina's going to win the tournament? Well, England lost to Croatia in the semis in 2018, but Croatia lost to France, so probably not. It's not a given. Although West Germany did beat England in the 1990 semifinal and did win the final against Argentina on Andreas Brehme, who is no longer with us, penalty kick to make it 1-0. So yeah, I'm a little nerve-wracking here. My day's been awkward. I've taped a couple of NBA top 10s that will probably be a week away from being uploaded, because I got a lot of top 10s in my thing. Oops, corner. And then I did the NCAA 2000s tournament, 32 teams down to 16, and then I did the round of 16. We had one massive upset. USC got upset. The 2004-05 USC Trojans got upset by Wake Forest, the 2006 Wake Forest squad. There's Bex, my idol. But yeah, England, yeah. So Wake Forest will play Kentucky, the 2007 Kentucky Wildcats. 2007 was one hell of a season. I mean, it's got to be the most cringeworthy college football season of all time. And I was of college age. I was 22 when that happened. I remember watching it. Watching the stuff that transpired. I couldn't watch Appalachian State, Michigan, because I didn't have the Big Ten network on the cable, but I still had it. Yeah, everyone was still living with me. That's right. But yeah, one hell of a start of the season. Yeah, England trying to get into Norway, penetrate Norway's end with 17 minutes into the game. So crazy game. Third of the four quarterfinals, France beat Morocco 2-0 in the first quarterfinal, and Spain yesterday beat Belgium on the last minute goal 2-1. And the worst part about Belgium was that they had Stemmens, their backup keeper, in that because Thibaut Courtois, who's a pretty good goalie himself, actually injured himself making a save. So Stammers came in, and then Stammers spilled the ball. And Marina, number 6, the guy who was the hero in the round 16 for Spain, scored that key quarterfinal game-winning goal. Excuse me, I burped. Yeah, so yeah, France and Morocco. Well, that wasn't classic because France and Morocco, like France winning 2-0. I don't really give like top 10 worthy things. I think I have 7, right? Sorry, I'm just gotta check my documentals for the knockout stuff. Knockout game upsets. I haven't done that one. Fook. Well, that's okay. I can probably do it on. I should probably do it tomorrow. I didn't realize I had that one in my system still. Although, let me think here. Sunday, I could do it tomorrow though. I could do the top 10 FIFA World Cup knockouts upsets thing. I could take that. I know I got 1976 boxing to do, and NFL football things. I think I could do all 3 in one fell swoop. We'll see. Round of 32 onwards. Well, I did the top 10 round of 32 games out of 16. And I've got 6 round of 16 games that hit the mark out of 8. And then the goalie change. So that's 7. So, well, we got the 2 semis in the finals to work on. So there will be a top 10 about the top 10 2026 World Cup games, round of 16 onwards and all that. Oh, changing the spill. In the quarterfinals, let's see. I don't think so. I think that'll probably be number 4. I'm thinking. Yeah, I'm thinking number 4 here. All right, I'm just trying to get some numbers here. So yeah, so I'm just doing some numbers as we speak. Yeah, that'll be number 4. So yeah, so the 2 semis in the final, even if both remaining quarterfinals, this one and the Argentina one is not memorable, quote unquote. Yeah, the knockout game stages. Did I? Oh yeah, I pre-did my stuff too. Yeah, knockout games upsets of all time. There hasn't been really a massive upset and all that. At least I don't think. I don't think so. Do you? I don't know. Yeah, the 2026 World Cup has been full of stuff. I mean, if it is my last stream, technically the second half. Yeah, so I'm planning second half. I'll talk about the 2026 World Cup and then, go from group stages all the way to the quarterfinal and talk about that. I could still do the final. I might do the final if England doesn't qualify because France will kind of have a French connection because, Quebecois. Spain, well, I picked Spain to win because I'm like, well, EA Sports says Spain to win. I'm like, Spain's like good young talent, and you want a European team to win in the States. If Messi's not going to do it, I think Spain will do it because they are the Euro champs, taking down England in the process. So yeah, so England, if they do win, might have to face Messi. Well, remember, Argentina they've struggled with Cabo Verde and Egypt, especially down 2-0 to Egypt, but they were cool as a cucumber. Like the last 15 minutes, they didn't really panic. Like you didn't see any panic in the Argentines against Egypt. It would have been nice to see Mo Salah taking on Grand Shaka and like Egypt or Switzerland, somebody getting to the semifinals and becoming a maiden semifinalist, kind of like what Morocco was last time. Yeah, and then that probably would have given England maybe a golden chance to make the final. But the old saying, the easy way is not always well, the easy way is not always the best way. That's what probably my mom would say too. I have that bounce between her guy. I'm worried about outside. Yeah, I got a lot of people talking. Just checking my phone. I had a few informations on that. Can you try your track for race day? Oh, so my buddy Aaron's at the Canadian Tire Mosport thing. Heck, oh, he's got it. Kinda. Oh, we botched it. Well, we got the hydration break, don't we? Or the end of the first quarter, if you will. Yep, hydration break coming up. We're at minute 23, so the will hydration break. Madeki, nice pass. Oh, he probably didn't think the pass was right for him, number 3. That would have been amazing. Nico O'Reilly, but no goals. So hydration break coming up. I'm just going to check what's on Facebook. Anything interesting on Facebook? True. Call Carlin. Hey. Hmm. Who that is? I don't know. Who that is? Whoops. Can't do that. Anyway. Ian Darks. Yeah. Anyway. Anyway. LA wants a new player. Yes. Okay. Free kick. Bumped into him. Hurricane. Free kick time. Let's see what happens. They're basically telling Norway about the wall and all that. See what happens. He's going for it. Ah. I don't know why he would do that. I would not have allowed it. I would have just tried to aim it right at the goalie and make him spill it. But too high. Way too high. Over the bar, over the fence. So yeah, England, Norway no score through 28 minutes. Halftime will happen. Of course, I'll turn off the game and then try to figure out something else. I gotta remember, I can't really have any like audio on because obviously I'm gonna have trouble. What? My producer's in my ear saying that why don't you just do the knockout games in halftime, and then you just a Degrassi video Sunday morning, then boxing. Actually, no, boxing would take about 40 minutes, and NFL would be about an hour for sure. Yeah, depending on when I wake up tomorrow morning. If I wake up late tomorrow morning, then I can only do two things before time because I got to leave at 9:35 and get ready for church and all that. So, that's the thing. Well, too. Anyway, oh, oof. Nice deflection. Come on, guys. Ah. Okay, good job, Pickford. Good job, Pickford. Oh, they're doing the Viking roll. Interesting. Oh, I thought the ball was out. I'm dead wrong. shoved him. That wasn't that bad of a foul. You better be careful because the referees could have interpreted it as something bad. I could though too. Maybe I might try. You know what? Maybe I'll try. Maybe I will do that during the intermission and all that. Not many people are going to pretty much be watching my stuff in the first place, so yeah. And then I can do the Degrassi thing. It'll be a little bit of awkward. I forgot I set that up. Anyway, a lot of knockout game upsets and all that. Yeah, I couldn't really think of anything. Darn it. Yeah, I guess you could be right. Oh no! Pickford, thank goodness he was allowed to pick up that ball. That would have been a disastrous play for England. Really disastrous. Yeah, let's see. Norwegian. Up and header. Oh, phew. Holland. That was close though. Give him that. Oh, come on. Are you kidding me? But Kane's going to complain. Are they going back to it? Man, how did he put that in? But the question in my mind is the Harry Kane foul. Possession. I'm actually shocked. They'll have to take a look at VAR. But man, how did he score that one? Well, it hit the right post and bounced inside. I don't know about that. they might take a look. I don't know about that. No review. Wow. Wow, this is brutal. Wow. Wow. Can't believe it. Well, nice goal off the inside of the post, but still, I mean, wow. Oh, a chance. Maybe I might have to put the Norway England one in my top 10. Hmm. Match momentum. Yeah. We had the match momentum for a long time and now we've lost it. Oh. I mean, it's so disastrous. Man. Well, Pickford knew where the ball was going to go. Not a bad idea. Wow. So, man, it would just basically be like, England, everyone in England are red in the face. Yeah, I'm thinking, actually, I'm thinking that I'll do the top 10 list. I'll tape it, but I'll probably put England, Norway number 10 if Norway beats England. If not, then there'll be a version that they won't make it. Anyway. England's got to do something. No, I thought I was bleeding. Oh, no, 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 no! Surprised he didn't shoot right away. Really got Pickford panicking. Header, that would be a corner. Holy shit, Mick Jagger's in the crowd. God, I forgot he's still alive. See what we do in the corner. Ah, come on. Why didn't they blow the whistle right away if it's going to be offside? It doesn't make sense. Anyway. I don't think Pickford let it go. I think he tried to stretch for that one. 4 minutes of out of time. If England needs a goal, they got to get it out. I don't know if they'll call this offside. Gordon. Shoot! Shoot! Yes! Na 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 na. Hey Jude, that was a beautiful goal. Na 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 na. Hey Jude. That's why we pay him the big bucks. It's tied. We're yelling, shoot, shoot, shoot. Three guys. I'm actually expecting to shoot, but then he had to find the angle. I think that was what he needed to do, find the angle. Well, if England wins this game, Pickford's boo-boo on that Norwegian goal will be all but forgotten. All is forgiven. But we're tapped. Well, it's Bellingham. Well, good thing for added time. Oh, you almost hit that. You almost hit one of your assistants, Norwegian coach. That would have been pathetic. BTS is part of the halftime show. Justin Bieber, the halftime show. Gustavo Dodalmo, Coldplay. Oh, they still got time. They got time. Oh, nope. There's Kane. Harry Kane, might as well try. Oh, he spilled it, but he capped it. Not a bad idea by Harry Kane. Not a bad idea. Yeah, I think what I'll do is I'll tape a Norwegian. I'll tape a Norway England entry just in case that happened. I can't think of any other massive upsets that I'm thinking of. I even was looking. I was like, what is a massive like upset in the knockout stages and all that? So like, I don't know what to do. Think about it. Like my notes number 10 is not really a knockout game, but it's still a knockout environment. Up, England still has a shot. England's got probably the last chance before we go to the half. So anyway, kick. Oh, Kane! Chipped up over. Go. Oh. Oh, you fucking kidding me? Is that offside? Yeah. Hmm. Ah. That would have been an amazing goal by Harry Kane, but the flag was raised. Shit. Yeah, I think you're right. Well, the good news is England at least tied it up at the half, 1-1. So thank goodness for that. The bad news, of course, is that, Norway scored. Oh, well. I think I can do both at the same time. I think I have space. Do I have? I have a lot of space, don't I? 13 gigs. Yeah, I have time. Yeah, I have space for one to share to do that. Might as well. I got a few projects I can work on. Okay, so I'm gonna do the top 10. All that. That will be probably up soon. I don't know. So, oh, they're not gonna let me, are they? No, they're not gonna let you. Oh yeah, because my webcam's in. That's right. I can't. Yeah, I can't do it both at the same time. I would have to kill the webcam. That's right. The webcam's in use for one application. Right. I thought that was a perfect plan. Well, okay. So as long as Norway does not beat England, then I know what number 10 is going to be and all that. But still, sucks. Well, no one's around, so I'll just play some Club Pogo and all that. Of course, I have to make sure personally that I don't like. I'd like to have background noise, but the problem is that I don't want to get in trouble, so I'm gonna have to do some stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna just do some things. Sexy. I should have did that. Oh, well, then again, that wasn't gonna work. Oh, I have a plan. Oh, I didn't ask anything. All right. I held it up for my opponent. That's one of the Club Pogo things today. I mean, for this week. I got to do it, 9 times, I think? Meld out for my opponent. I do the one canasta rule, so I can easily meld out. Mm. So sweet. And Rosen. Yeah, I'm thinking about things I got. Okay. So now I know what I gotta do. Done it. Okay. Yeah, I gotta remember which Degrassi episodes I gotta do, in a sense. Crazy. The intervention scene. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I'll talk about the next Degrassi episode video. I'll talk about the top 10. I'll talk about the uh, what season 4 would have been like if Rick had not existed in that season. I think the early returns is that it was a hard thing to do. Do I feel? Do I feel lucky, punk? Do I feel lucky? So yeah. So I'm thinking about doing that. The hypothetical what if? What if Rick? What if season 4 didn't involve Rick? And I pretty much put it in the storyline that in the timeline. Jeff speak that the first season 4 episode was of course the two-parter where Paige gets her trial over Dean raping her. Shouldn't say that, but that's the way the episode was, and that Paige acts all calm at the trial, but then she doesn't get any justice because of the lack of evidence and all that, which actually is a realistic thing. And then of course she crashes Spinner's car into Dean's car on purpose to try to get back some control and all that. And then of course Craig gets money from his dead father and doesn't know what to do with it. And Joey tries to I didn't even realize that someone was actually coming in. My fault. Usually I just do it by myself. Yeah, hang on. Okay, there we go. All right, now I got full attention to you, World's Worst Gamer. My apologies. I didn't think you were going to pop in during halftime, but whatever. All right, so anyway, what do you think of the first half? What did I think of the first half? Well, 1-1. I wish it was 1-0 England, but what can you do? That was a nice Norwegian goal. I'll admit that. Right off the inside the post. Yeah. So, yeah, great girls good. What the hell? I thought this was about soccer. Well, dude, like I said, I didn't know you were going to pop in. So, but don't worry. Now you have my full attention. World's Worst Gamer, check out that wonderful channel and all that if you can. Obviously, damn it, Jeff, you idiot. And I lost him. I lost him. Hockey pucks. I didn't even realize that. I lost him. Nice job, Cutter. I didn't even realize this, but yeah, we're at the half. So I was just playing Club Pogo. Yeah, I was watching Club Pogo because obviously I was like, I need a halftime activity. Yeah, I gotta take my medication since nobody is here. I must take my meds. I forgot to take them, like my stomach medication and next thing. Tuesday's supposed to feel good. Well, we're back at the half. It's 1-1. England and Norway. This is brutal that, England's tied at the half, but it's not impossible. I mean, England at least is not trailing, although they did trail to DR Congo on Canada Day. I just looked at my Maple Leafs calendar. I just found out that, Tuesday is Bastille Day, and that's when France is playing their semifinal against Spain. Eerie that France is playing on their national holiday and all that. Yeah, it is a national holiday in France. It's the storming of the Bastille because Marie Antoinette and King Louis XIV basically starved France and helped the nobles out. So, yeah, and then they stormed the Bastille prisoners to prison to actually release them and all that and change the French nobility thing. Oh, there's going to be a change for England. SA, number 21 is coming in. Oh, 7 for 20. So SA is coming in. And 7 is Saka. So Maduke and Rice are gone. So Declan, that's a big Those Saka and Esse are coming in easy. Yeah, it's weird. 7 letters from the last name. So yeah, Norway's not making any changes, I don't think. So England's desperation time. Well, we'll see what happens in the second half. I mean, you know, lots of things are happening and all that. That's what I'm looking at. I'm like, is Jeremy really streaming tonight? So it's expensive sporting events in the world. Crips destroying one man. Oh, Jackbox. Yeah, Jeremy's gonna do Jackbox afterwards. Sweetest guy you can meet is Wesley. Yeah, he's a sweetheart, but he's also like Toby. That generation's Toby. Tidbits and a channel update. So, new tidbits. Should I stay or should I go? That's Snake and his battling chemo and the wheels coming back into their lives and all that. So, yeah. So now the second half has just started. England going left to right in white, and Norway going right to left in rouge. If this game goes through 90 minutes without finishes, that look like a tackle. If it goes past 90 minutes tied, we keep going in this stream and all that. Canada beat South Africa in stoppage time and then lost to Morocco. England took on DR Congo, I think. Yeah, England won the game 2-1, and then England took care of things against Mexico in regulation. So I haven't had to extend the stream too long for any reason. Yeah, they're talking about coder English players being with stomach aches in Mexico. Well, it's Mexico. What do you expect? Off the header. That was unintentionally off the English player's head, so no fault. I can't blame him. Anyway, so now, yeah, Norway. I don't think they made any changes at the half, so that's good for them. So yeah, so 1-1 Norway and England. We'll see if we have to go past 90 minutes and all that. Anderson, Rice and Membridge in the midfield. So massive change in the midfield for England. England can charge down the goalie for a kick, but but if they deflect it, I think that's a penalty or a foul. I remember that from the games, the World Tour soccer games, and all that way back in the day. So anyway, so Norway and England 1-1 tie. So we'll see what ends up happening in the second half. No, that ball was out. That ball was out. That's England's ball. Yeah, the ball was over the line. Sideline. You can't do that. Go to the other team. Yeah, that's probably what I should do, in essence. Producers squawk in my ear what I should do, like during the intervention of Argentina at Switzerland, and that's probably what I'm thinking. So, see what happens. Oh yeah, that's right. I was going to give you a lowdown on the 2026 World Cup and all that. Well, let's see England's possession. Ah, that ball got away from them. That's what England does. Saka off the defender. Yeah, it's getting nerve wracking. Okay, so Norway in the corner. All right, so now we'll talk about the 2026 World Cup as it happened. So in the group stages, Group A, Mexico and South Africa were the top two teams in Group A. Oh, I don't know if he should have touched that. Anyway, yeah. Mexico won Group A 3-0, no goals given up. South Africa beat South Korea on the final day to get second place and automatically get in. Korea's 3 points were not enough for third place to get into the World Cup. Knockout stage around 32. Czechia crashed out with one tie. Group B, Canada's group, they won, lost, and tied like I suspected. I suspected they were going to beat Qatar, lose to Switzerland, and tie Bosnia and Herzegovina. And I was right. That's what Canada did. Switzerland 2 wins and a tie. Like they tied Qatar. They should have crushed Qatar into fine powder, but that wouldn't change anything. Oh, nice job, guys. Yeah, Canada crushed Qatar. Well, goal differential is a thing, you know. Oh, there's a big corner for Norway. Yikes. Oh, that's kind of brutal. Well, Pickford had to make the save because, well, Norway shooting at their end of the stands with the Norwegian fans and the other way. Father of Holland. Holland. Is that ball on the wait? That ball's not on the white line. Kick header. Oh, and it's on ours. They're saying it's a corner. Are they saying it's a corner? Yeah, it's a corner. Number 5 touched it for us. Stones touched it. Yep, it touched the English player last, so that means that it's a corner. Yeah, it was totally a corner. Yeah, it's totally a corner. They're trying to say don't push in the box, we can get in trouble. Anderson. And Aldo! Are you serious? Well, the England player looked like he was fouled. Oh, they might check. They might check. Or something. They might check. Yeah. Wow. There's a tussle. Oh, Holland pushed him down. Oh, but they may go offside too. They might check offside too. Built it. Oh, he could have easily flipped that shot. Oh, they're gonna take a look. Is it for a foul or something, or even offside? And everybody's like, "What the fuck?" Review for the goal. Yeah, that was a sumo shove. I like sumo wrestling, but that's a shove. Or maybe they'll. Oh, now what we got? Nope, no goal. It was a foul in the box. So, man, that's brutal for Norway. And I get it. I really get it. Yeah, kind of a sumo push. Oh, they're not too happy about it. Well, good thing he's not going to get a card for it. Oh, that was before the ball was played. So now they'll force him to take a corner again. Really? I guess that's the rule. Sure. Oh, got it. Everybody's like, yeah. No, you were last time. Got to touch it, mate. So, yeah, 1-1. And the Norwegian's down. What happened to him? Well, let's see what happens. We'll see. So, what happened? Oh, they might have to take 26 out. So he's coming off. That doesn't necessarily mean he's off for the game. It's just that you know. No, I think they'll have to take him off. Yeah, Ryerson's going to be taken off because of his fitness, and that means number 14 is coming in, and that's Ernst. Tight, very very tight. All that. Nice kick, and England get it down somehow. Hmm. Oh, oh, nice job, nice job. Kick it out, guys. Bellingham and Schlittle are the goal scorers. Yeah, the deodorant, sure, but it's also known as Rexona or in Canada, degree. Really. Oh yeah, my focus is wrong. So anyway, yeah. Group A, Mexico and South Africa qualified. Group B, Switzerland, Canada, and third place Bosnia and Herzegovina did qualify. Qatar only got 1 point, but their first point in a World Cup game. Group C, Brazil 1-2 tied 1, and now it's against Morocco. With the tie, Brazil won the group on goal differential. Scotland were 1-2. They did beat Haiti, but they only beat them 1-0, and their goal differential kind of did suck. So, in practicality, Scotland should have scored more goals. Group D, the Americans qualified first. Australia took second with a win and loss on a tie. So did Paraguay, but goal differential put Australia in second. Paraguay did qualify for third as one of those teams with 4 points. Turkey with 3 points took fourth. That was the only group. Yeah, Group D with U.S., Australia, Paraguay, and Turkey. That every team won a game. Well, the Americans lost to Turkey, but that was kind of a. We already know where we're going. We don't need to worry about it. Group E, Germany and the Ivory Coast were 2-1 each. Germany beat Ivory Coast head to head. Goal differential would not have really mattered. Germany won first place on goal differential anyway. Ecuador took third. Curacao took fourth. Ecuador win and loss in a tie. They're safe. Well, they beat Germany to qualify for the round of 32, in essence. Group F, the Dutch won with 2 wins and a tie. Nihong had a win and 2 ties for 5 points. Sweden, a win and loss, a tie, 4 points, qualified. Was one of the third place teams. In Tunisia were a disaster, -10 goal differential. Only scoring twice and giving up 12. They gave a 5 to Sweden, 4 to Japan, and 3 to the Dutch. Group G, Belgium and Egypt were the class. Belgium won in goal differential over Egypt. Would have been funny if we saw those two teams again. Iran took 3 ties, and New Zealand had a tie. But yeah, only 2 games were won by teams. Belgium and Egypt both beating New Zealand. Yeah, Egypt beat New Zealand 3-1, and Belgium beat New Zealand 5-1. Iran 3 ties, that didn't mean anything. It would have been amazing for them to move on, and of course that would have caused some problems down in the States because of the ethnics, of FX or ethnics, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, New Zealand crashed out. The funny thing about Egypt, New Zealand in Group G was the fact that in their second group stage game in Vancouver on June 21st, they had a combined 0, 8, and 7 mark in World Cup games. And it could have ended up a tie, but Egypt beat New Zealand. New Zealand, by them losing to Belgium, that's their ninth straight game without a point as a team. I mean, without a win. They are now tied with Honduras for the most World Cup games without a win. Group H, Spain won with 7 points. Cabo Verde with 3 points took second place because Spain, like Group H, like Group G, only had 2 winning sides. Spain beat Uruguay and Saudi Arabia. They could have beat Cape Verde, but they had taken down Cabo Verde. Then I think Uruguay would have gotten second place because of goal differential. Del Piero says Fabregas, Arsene Wagner doing the technical stuff. Yes. Cape Verde, man, Cabo Verde, when they tied Spain 0-0, we didn't think that was going to get them through. They tied Uruguay and Saudi Arabia. I mean, they should have beaten Saudi Arabia, if anything. Uruguay did take third place technically, but it didn't matter. But yeah, Uruguay shockingly losing. Group I, France, 3 straight wins. Norway were 2-1. Yeah, France beat Norway 4-1. They could meet each other in the final. Senegal beat Iraq. They were 1-2, but their goal differential was big. After all, they did crush Iraq by 5 goals. That helped out. Iraq had a -11 goal differential. They did score against Norway, but they couldn't score against anyone else. They gave up 4 to Norway, 3 to France, and 5 to Senegal. 3 for 5. Oh, no. We're not gonna. And yeah, Group I, France, Norway, Senegal, Iraq, no ties. Everything went to a decision. And only one game, Norway, Senegal, was a single goal win. Everything was multiple goals. Group J, Argentina were 3-0. Austria beat Algeria on goal differential for second place to automatically qualify. Algeria's win, loss, and tie did get them into the knockout stage anyway. And Jordan, another Middle Eastern team, went 0-3, but they only gave up 8 goals, which is pretty good for the debutants. So yeah, Argentina, no problem. They did give up a goal to Jordan, which is funny how they gave a goal to the group minnows, but not to Austria or Algeria. Group K, Colombia shocked everyone by winning the group with 2 wins and a tie. Portugal only had a win and 2 ties, especially tying DR Congo. That ruined them. DR Congo qualified with a win, a loss, and a tie. Well, they beat Uzbekistan, who were debutantes and all that. But yeah, DR Congo survived. Well, that tie against Portugal helped. And they only lost 1-0 to Colombia. Oh, Norway's going to make a massive change. And Bob, number 22, Bob's your uncle, is coming in for number 7. And they're going to make another change, I think. I'm actually surprised they're going to take out the goal scorer, 21. Shooter up. Well, Sarloff also is taking off. Is it a hydration break? I think it is. Yeah, Bob and Nusa are coming in. Yeah, they're going to drink to their heart's content. So yeah, that is a hydration break for you. So 1-1. Check Facebook. Hydration break time. It led to England's goal by Bellingham. Huh. Which one would you save? Old Canada, they want to save some stuff. You had Eden, Simpson, Sellers, Woco, Consumers Distributing, Byway, Disney Store, Muffins, Randy River, G&T, Le Chateau, Jacob and Co., Toys, It Store, Future Shop, Bata. Eden, and then they had a thing. Eden's beat Simpson, Sellers beat Woco, Consumers Distributing beats Byway sucks. Muffins over the Disney Store. G&T, I guess I say Grand and Toy. Yeah, Grand and Toy. That's it. Over Randy River. Le Chateau beat Jacob and Co. Its Store beats Toys, and Future Shop beat Bata, and then they put Its Store over Future Shop. Stupid. Grand Toy beat Le Chateau. Sellers beat Edens, and Consumer Distributing beat Sellers. Yeah, they said Sellers won that thing. I'm sharing it to my Facebook thing right now. That Sellers should be the one that should have been saved. The going price. What about Ricky? Huh? Yeah. Yeah. Tap. Hmm. So yeah, after the hydration break, England's trying to get something, but it's not happening. England in Group L was with Croatia, Ghana, and Panama. England 2 wins and a tie. Croatia 2-1. Ghana win-loss tie. Ghana beat Panama 1-0. Um, that was the big one, and they made it. Panama just couldn't win to save their lives. I think they're like 0-8 or something like that, right? How many teams have not won a World Cup game at all? And Senegal, yeah, there were only 7 teams with 4 points for third place, and then they went with 3 pointers. So Senegal beat Iran, South Korea, and Scotland for that mark by goal differential. Yeah, I did the Simpsons thing, but no, like the World Cup thing on purpose. Yeah, all-time standings and all that. Teams with 0 wins in the World Cup. Well, New Zealand is the only team to have 4 World Cup points without a win. They had 4 ties. They actually had 4 consecutive ties. They tied all their games in 2010, and then they had to tie in the first game, but then lost the next 2. So yeah, New Zealand has 9 games without a win. Cabo fared 4 games without a World Cup, win, but they have 3 points. Honduras 0-9, 0-6-3, doing the job. Yeah. So yeah, Honduras. Yeah, 9 games without a World Cup win in 3 World Cups. 82, 18, and 22. No, 82, 14, 28. Yeah, so let's talk about it. Honduras. Angola went to 3 World Cup games and tied twice, but didn't make it through. Israel did the same thing. They got to the 1970 World Cup. Angola was 2006, and Israel, their 2006, their only trip to the World Cup, and they couldn't win. They got 2 ties, but that didn't help. Iceland in 2018, their only World Cup appearance, they had 1 tie. Kuwait, 1982, 3 and out. Trinidad and Tobago, 2006, 3 and out. Curacao this year. Uh-oh. Oh boy. Anyway. Yeah, so I'll give you the link to the so anyway. So the stats I'm presenting right now, so you should check that out because that's the all-time standings and everything else. Yeah, New Zealand, Honduras, Carousel, Qatar's been to 6 World Cup games. Boo, John Terry, cheat on your wife. 2022 and 2026, they went to World Cup, getting one tie in this one. Of course, that was against Switzerland. Bolivia, 2 World Cups, 1950. Oh, yeah. Why did it say 6? 05 and 1. That doesn't make sense. They had one tie. They said they went to 3 World Cups, 6 games. Well, they did everything in 1994, I guess, earlier days, 1950 and 1934 or something. Jordan, of course, 3 World Cup games and out for losing. Togo, no points in 3 games in 2006. Indonesia in 1938, when they were the Dutch East Indies, went to that play-in shit. And nice punch out there. You gotta try. Oh, header! Oh, did that hit the crossbar? Wow, that hit the crossbar. Holy shit. I thought Norway had just scored. Yikes. Ooh, off the crossbar. Take a bounce. Header. Oh, off the crossbar. Wow. Yeah, United Arab Emirates qualified in 1990, which was a massive shock. They were 3 and out. Uzbekistan, of course, 3 and out for this World Cup. China 3 and out in 2002. Didn't do anything, tried to get the Asian persuasion, but didn't work. Panama 2 World Cups, 2018, and of course this World Cup 0 and 6, no wins, 2 goals scored. Iraq 6 games, 1986, and of course 2026, 0 and 6, 2 goals. Haiti 6 games played, 74 and 26, 4 goals scored, but they gave up a lot more by 4. It's better than 0. Well, Indonesia and China are the only 2 countries. Oh yeah, Trinidad, I guess. Yeah, there's only 3 countries that have not scored a goal in World Cup play ever. Trinidad, China, and Indonesia. China was the worst with the -9. Haiti 2 and El Salvador 1970, 1982. With only scoring 1 goal. At least they scored a goal. Yeah, Bolivia. Yeah, their group in 1930 only had 3 teams. In 1950, yeah, they played Uruguay in a 2-team group, and didn't make it. And then 1994, they had that tie. Okay, New Zealand. 1982, 0 and 3. Oh my goodness, that missed. 0 and 3, 3 and out. But they did score 2 goals in 1982, and both were against Scotland, and that actually helped ruin Scotland, and the Soviets were going to the knockout stages. In 2010, they tied 3 times against Italy, Slovakia, and Paraguay, and all that. And then, of course, they end up having that one tie in 2026. View table. So yeah, the Soccer's World Cup, based off of total points, I think they just give certain points they give, like quarterfinals and all that. So once the quarterfinals are done, they'll do their draws for 5 to 8. Canada technically took 14th. Only Egypt and Paraguay had fewer points than Canada, and they lost in the round of 16. Egypt were 1 and 3 with 6 points. Paraguay had 5 points. So Canada technically beat Egypt and Paraguay. So 14th, that's our best World Cup standing ever. Mexico 9th, Colombia 10th, Brazil 11th, America 12th, then Portugal, then Canada. So 14th. I'll take that. Yeah, 7 points for Canada. Holland had 8 points with 2 wins and 2 ties, but they lost on penalties. So they don't get a loss. Yeah, and they end up 17th. Germans 18th, then Ivory Coast, Croatia, Japan, Australia. Congo takes 23rd technically. Ghana, then Ecuador, South Africa 26th. Of course, they lost that one player. Sweden 27th, Austria 28th, Bosnia Herzegovina 29th, Algeria 30th, Senegal 31st, Cabo Verde 32nd. But at least they're better than like the other guys. Iran, then South Korea, Turkey, Scotland took 36th, Uruguay, Saudi Arabia, Czechia, New Zealand, Qatar, Carousel, Panama, Jordan, Haiti, Uzbekistan, Tunisia, Iraq. So Uzbekistan was the lowest of the 4 debutant countries. Of course, Cabo Verde, Carousel, Jordan, and Uzbekistan. Carousel took 42nd. Jordan took 44th out of 48. And Cabo Verde took 32nd and last of the round of 32 guys. So yeah, Carousel should take note. Panama has been to multiple World Cups, and Carousel beat Panama technically. They were better than Haiti. They were better than Tunisia and Iraq. Well, Tunisia has been to several World Cups. They've actually won that's right. In 1978, they beat Mexico and became the first African nation to win a game at the World Cup. Yeah, and Uzbekistan's 46, but at least weren't as versus Tunisia and Iraq. Yeah, Tunisia. 2026 World Cup. Should just be Tunisia. 7th World Cup. Tunisia's been to 7 World Cups and has not making that because they've won 3 games in their career. Yeah, their best standing was 1978, taking 9th place. Tunisia results. Yeah, Tunisia beat Mexico, lost to Poland in 1978, but tied West Germany and didn't qualify. In 1998, they got in. Only could score 1 goal in the group with England, Colombia, and Romania. 2002, they got in. Only scored 1 goal with the group with Russia, Belgium, and Japan. They scored 3 goals on Mexico. That was the only ones. 2006, they made it in. They tied Saudi Arabia 2-2. Yeah, they tied Saudi Arabia. Funny. Then they lost to Spain 3-1, and then lost to Ukraine 1-0. In 2018, yeah, they were the mystery group. England, Belgium, Panama, Tunisia was the mystery team, and Tunisia beat Panama in 2018. 2022, they actually beat France, but I think France were just resting their players. I forgot Tunisia beat France. Why left? Nope. They tied Denmark and lost to Australia. Yeah, Honduras. 1982, 2010, and 2020, 2014. That's right. I knew 82 and I knew 2014. Yeah, 2010, they were in a group. So that's the point. Going on. 82 minutes. Of course, round of 32. Canada beat South Africa. First game, June 28th, just 2 weeks ago. Eustachio in the 2nd minute of stoppage time saved the day as Canada beat South Africa. Got us to the round of 16 for the first time ever. Brazil beat Japan 2-1. They were actually down after 29 minutes. DeSanto's goal, and then Casemiro and Martinelli scoring. Well, Martinelli scored in the 5th minute of stoppage time. I didn't think it was that late. And then Germany took on Paraguay in New England at Foxborough. And Paraguay was up 1-0 and goal by Encicio, but then Kai Havertz scored. And Germany actually were robbed of a second goal thanks to a foul in the box on the goalie. And then in penalties, both teams took 6 penalties. Paraguay made 4, Germany made 3. And then Holland and Morocco went to penalties in essence. And of course, that was the game that saw them play Canada. Gakpo scored, and Cody Gakpo scored a goal just days after his unborn son died. I mean, his unborn son died. And we thought that was going to be the, Nice touch. So yeah, that was critical and all that. And no. So yeah, so Norway won 2-1. I mean, yeah, Holland, Norway went to penalties. Norway, uh, yeah, Diop scoring to tie for Morocco. I was like, what the hell? And then Morocco won on penalties. And then Ivory Coast took on Norway. It was 1-1, but Irving Holland proved why he was that way, winning 2-1. And then France took care of Sweden 3-0. Pair of goals by Mbappe and Barcola scoring the goal. Barcola. Mexico beat Ecuador 2-0. Guiares and Jimenez scoring in Mexico City. England and DR Congo. Congo was up 1-0 after 7 minutes. It was like, what the hell? And then Harry Kane scored 2 goals. Follicle walking stick. Belgium took on Senegal. We're down 2-0 after 50 minutes. It took to the 86th minute to score a goal by Lukaku, and then Tielemans scored in the 89th minute. And then on a penalty shot to end extra time, that's what happened. U.S. beating Bosnia 2-0. Balogun took on Tillman. Oh, number 25, Spence. And yeah, he has that jaw thing. And Nico O'Reilly's out. Bubba O'Reilly. Yeah, Spence with that jaw thing. Christmas round 32. Spain crushed Austria 3-0. Arizabal scoring twice. Porro scoring the other goal. Portugal, Croatia in Toronto, the last World Cup game in Toronto during the tournament. And Portugal won 2-1. CR7 with a penalty. And then after a goal by Perisic for Croatia. And then Ramos goes, Ramos scored the header, and Portugal beat Croatia. Croatia actually had the tying goal, but it was found out that it was offside. Switzerland beat Algeria 2-0. Mbola and Nadoy. That would have been the matchup for Canada if they had done it against Switzerland. They would have played Algeria. Australia and Egypt took on each other. It took penalties. There was an own goal that helped Australia out. But on penalties, Egypt made all 4 penalties. And Australia could only score 2. Argentina took on Cabo Verde and beat them 3-2, which was a big win. Cabo Verde didn't take the lead. Yipes. Darn it. We had it. Yeah. Well, we got a corner. Oh, throw it. Argentina beat Cabo Verde 3-2. Cabo Verde tied it twice. Messi and Lisandro Martinez scored, but Duente and Lopez Cabral scored. And man, that Lopez Cabral goal was amazing. That spinning ball, but then an own goal in the 111th minute. Argentina won. Colombia beat Ghana on goal by Arias 1-0. Kansas City. Oh, if he had more time, that would have been at the back post. Round of 16, Canada would take on Morocco on the 4th of July and lose 1 week ago 3-0. 2 goals by Onahi and Rahimi. France would only beat Paraguay 1-0 and a goal by Mbappe on the penalty, and Paraguay just basically had nothing to play for. And then Brazil took on Norway and actually had a penalty shot by Finney Jr., and it was actually stopped. And then Irving Holland scored a pair of goals. Neymar got a late penalty, but it didn't matter. Norway won 2-1. And then Mexico, England after a delay of about an hour. Ooh. Oh, he found them. England 3-2. Jude Bellingham had scored twice in 2 minutes. It was like, what the heck? And then Quinones made it 2-1. And then Harry Kane scored a penalty. And boo! Bite your kid. Jimenez scoring for Mexico on a penalty. So, yeah, a lot of fouls and all that. Spain beat Portugal 1-0, the battle of the neighbors. Moreno in the first minute of stoppage time. Rogers is coming in for number 2. Who's number 2? I can't remember. Konsa's out, Rogers in. No substitutions for England. If it goes to extra time, they're allowed 1 extra one. Belgium beat the Americans 4-1. Of course, the whole Balogun story, he got red carded, and then he was allowed to compete against Belgium. But Belgium won the game 4-1 anyways. 2 goals by De Ketele, Vanaken, and Lukaku scoring Tillman for the Americans. But the Americans were not in it at all. And a lot of people thought that was karma for what happened. Muller Wolf is out for Norway, and Holgren Pedersen is in, and they have no subs till extra time if they need it. Argentina beat Egypt 3-2. They were down 2-0. Abraham and Seco, not that Seco, said IKO. And then, well, headed to the 79th minute. Argentina were down 2-0, but they didn't panic. Romero in the 79th minute, then Messi, then Enzo Fernandez. The second minute of stoppage time. Switzerland and Colombia went to penalties in Vancouver. And Switzerland only missed one, Colombia missed two, so Switzerland moves on. In the quarterfinals, France beat Morocco 2-0, Mbappe and Dembele. Spain goals by Fabian and Marino. Belgium goal by De Ketelaere. And, of course, Courtois injured himself. Nice punch-out by Pickford. Yeah, France will take on Spain. Spain and Belgium. Yeah, when they went to the quarterfinals. France were 4-2 lifetime against Morocco and only met once at the World Cup when France beat Morocco in the semifinals 2-0. And then Belgium and France met 23 times, twice in the World Cup, a tie in 1986 in the quarterfinals, but Belgium won on penalties, and then Spain won in the group stage against Belgium 2-1 in 1990. Yeah, it was just bad when Courtois had to come out for lemons. Norway and England have met each other 12 times. Last time they met was 2014. Can't believe it. And Argentina, Switzerland. Argentina is 5-0-2 against Switzerland. England's got to get 7 minutes of stoppage time. France and Spain have betted in 38 matches against each other, including Euro 84 when France beat Spain, and France beating Spain in the round of 16 3-1 in 2006. Spain won the Nations League final against France. But yeah, that game's in Arlington. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Norway's had 5 attempts on goal on target, and England's only had 1. And of course, England, that was the goal. So that's just interesting. But there's still 6 minutes left. Kick. Oh, Kane's got his ball back. Not happening. Well, he's complaining about a foul. Norway's number 17. Do they think it's going to be a penalty? Those 66 and 2026 shirts. I wonder if those are legit shirts or triple. Yeah, will be interesting and all that. Well, Norway, they have to get the physios on. And since Norway has no substitutions, so 17 he would probably have to come off the pitch to get treatment. It'll be 11 on 10 and all that. Yeah. Kind of slipped. Yeah, the English player slipped. So he'll have to come off the field for physio and all that. James is there. Stones. We'll probably have a few more minutes. Anyway, I don't know. Nope. Nope. Anyway. Yep. And damn. I'm nervous. Nope. Foul. This is getting nerve wracking. Very nerve wracking. You can tell, huh? Oof. It was a brutal collision there. I don't think there's going to be any sympathy to Bellingham because he came crashing into the Norwegian player. Yeah, that's an innocent collision. Yeah, I mean, that was just a freak accident, catching the foot. So no problems there. Looks like we got ourselves extra time. Yeah, I think we are looking at extra time. Yeah, we haven't seen extra time in the quarterfinals. Well, this is the third quarterfinal. We only saw extra time once in the round of 16, and that was Switzerland, Colombia, and the penalty kicks. In the round of 32, we saw one, two, three, four, five things. Looks like we're headed to extra time. Yep, that's what I thought. So we have 30 extra minutes and all that. So this will be pretty much. So it's 30 minutes of extra time for sure. England probably was hoping for the big W, but not so fast. Hey. Boy, oh boy. Extra time. duly noted and all that. So anyway, so yeah, Jeremy's doing Jackbox and all that. Hmm. So yeah, kind of watching Jeremy Dooley in his stream. He's gonna put Jackbox on. He usually does Saturday Night Jackbox. So we'll see what happens. Extra time ahead. So of course they'll flip a coin to decide who will kick off to start the first half. Or extra time. So we'll see what happens. So yeah, we got to go to extra time. So an extra 30 minutes. Anyway. Why does number 10 look like he's in very short shorts? The shorts are bunched up. They're a little too high. Hmm. Okay. Yeah, Hagum is out. He can't continue. So number 4 about to come in. And that's Ulster card. So now it's going to get very, 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 very interesting in the second half. Will England provide themselves with extra time heroics? They got to do something. If they don't, they don't. They're screwed. You know me, I'm a giant England supporter. I can't, get too ahead of myself. Yeah, if England wins, then I will watch both semifinals on Tuesday and Wednesday at Chuck's Roadhouse, no matter what. Even though Tuesday is France versus Spain, because it could be England's potential opponent for either the finals or the third place game. And then, of course, if England does move on to the semifinals and wins the semifinals, then Sunday I'll head to Bobby O'Brien's. Otherwise, I got to scoot to third place. I'll head to Malton Barley for that. If England gets to the semifinals and then has to go for third place. So Bellingham and Schroeder drop have scored the goals for the sides in the first half. Nothing in the second half. There were a couple of chances there where he hit the crossbar with a header. England's got to get more aggressive because they can't rely on their defense forever. Oh. Not that. I might as well take another one. Oh, brutal by Holmgren. That's a corner for us. Saka. Number 7 helping us out. So anyway. Yeah, this will probably if England I might stream the World Cup final. Yeah, if England doesn't get to the World Cup final, I'll stream the World Cup final. But of course, we'll have to talk about a lot of topics because of the stupid halftime show that will take 30 minutes and all that. So that's kind of weird. Oof. Was that going to go in? I don't know. I don't know if that was going to go in, but he touched it. No. England's kicking at the Norway end, if you will, with the Norwegian fans. Spilt. And goal! No. Hey, Jude. I told you to keep shooting at the ball. The goalie might spill it. No. Hey, Jude. Well, that's what I keep saying. I said, shoot the ball. The goalie might fumble it, and you might get a chance. Well, Bellingham, I think he was onside. He has to be onside. Please be onside. Yeah. No. Nice shot. Oh, he spilled it, and then Bellingham Bellingham was definitely in an onside position behind the defender. So you knew he had to put it down the Broadway. Nice job by Rogers. Forcing the goalie to make the shot, but then he spilt it, and then Bellingham saw the ball, and he put it in the net. So it's 2-1. This is amazing. England is up, but that does not mean that game is over. Unlike hockey, unlike hockey, and unlike football, kind of, you score a goal. That doesn't mean the end of the game in overtime. I know it's in overtime. In hockey, you score a goal in overtime. That's it. Game over. Football, if you score a field goal on your first possession of overtime, even if you score a touchdown in your first possession, you do score 7. The other team could score 7 points or even 8 to win the game. That's right, because football, 1 possession each for sure. Basketball has 5-minute overtime period. Most points wins. Baseball has extra innings. Most runs in extra inning wins and all that. But yeah, In soccer, it's not over on the first goal. It used to be back in '98 and 2002. They did the golden goal rule, making first goal in overtime, aka extra time, is game set match. So yeah, not a lot of golden goals in the 1998 and 2002 World Cups. I think there were only 4. Because I know off the top of my head, Laurent Blanc scored a golden goal in '98. I know that Kamara scored for Senegal in extra time, and then Turkey scored in a golden goal on Senegal to make it to the semifinals. I think those were the only 2. I think so. So yeah, let's just make sure we check the knockout stuff and all that. Yeah, yeah. France scored on a golden goal against Laurent Blanc against Paraguay in round 16. Argentina and England in '98 went in round 16 went to extra time, but ended up being in a shootout. England was up 2-1 on Michael Owen's massive goal, and then of course Beckham's petulant flick, and then of course England actually scored. They thought they scored in the first half of extra time against Argentina, but that was ruled out on a foul in the box. Italy and France went to extra time in quarterfinals in '98. This was in the golden goal era, and France went on penalties. Brazil and Holland went to penalties after 1-1 tie, and Holland missed 2 penalties. France beat Croatia. Yeah, I thought France beat Croatia in extra time for semifinals, because not. Third place Croatia won and gave Croatia something to behold, and of course we all know about the whole crap. And then came 2002, the knockout stage. That's Sweden and Senegal decided on a golden goal. That was goal by Senegal and Kamara. Spain and Ireland tied 1-1, went to penalties, and Spain narrowly beat Ireland on penalties. South Korea beat Italy on a golden goal by Ahn Wang. And, he was the hero. But then, of course, he was booted from Perugia. All that. So a lot of people said that it was discriminatory. Yeah, the Persia owner. He retracted his decision and approved an option to sign on a permanent basis, but On had a legal dispute. So yeah, he in J1 and all that. Yeah, South Korea beat Italy on a golden goal by Ahn Wang. Of course, that was controversial because of the whole thing with Italy getting away with it against Italy. Spain and Korea went to penalties, and Korea put all their penalties home. Golden goal, yeah. Turkey beat Senegal on a golden goal by MESSI, and both semis and third place did not happen. So that was that. So yeah, so I was right. 4 golden goals in history. France '98, and then came Senegal, Korea, and Turkey with 1 each. So yeah, 4 golden goals. This would have been a golden goal situation. Oh, Spence. I got bundled. Oh, it's a penalty. We're going to call penalty. Spence was going balls out in the box, and it looks like a penalty shot. Bex should be happy. Norway's not too pleased with it, saying that that should not have been a foul. I mean, I get it. I really do. Well, Spence did his job. Turpin took the box. Watch Spence, 25. Oh, he went on the pitch without his jaw thing on. Yeah, that was a foul. And, well, Spence was going for the ball, and since it's in the box, that's a penalty. And I bet you Follicle walking stick is going to score. It's going to compete. It's going to be the one to check. Oh, they're checking. Okay, they're checking. I understand it. They have to check it. So yeah, VAR is checking to see if there's cause for Turpin, the referee, to go over to the box. Probably not. Well, Bellingham might be. Oh, oh, they're going to go. They're going to check the VAR. This would be brutal. Now, of course, the clock does run, so they'll add that to stoppage time in the first half. I don't know. I guess because of Spence being bonked and all that. Well, let's see what happens. Oh, no foul. Yeah, Spence pushed in front of him, I guess. No foul, no penalty. Oh, well. Yeah, they said that Spence pushed the player and all that. Well, I mean, yeah. Yeah, maybe, just maybe, that was not meant to be a penalty. That's okay, though. As long as England still has the lead. Like, I mean, I'm not going to complain about it. I'm not going to be complaining pants. Yeah, Jude Bellingham would have definitely come in, and it would have been trying to get a World Cup hat trick that only Jeff Hurst has ever done for England. I don't recall anyone else putting up a hat trick. Oh, no, Lineker. That's right. Lineker put up a hat trick against Poland in 1986. I remember that. I was about to say, no English player has scored a hat trick in the World Cup except for Jeff Hurst. Well, although his second goal was controversial, and that's coming from an England fan, too. No. Yeah, so, yeah, critical. Yeah. I plan on doing like that CFL 2024 emulator thing, do the Eastern final, like in between the first and second halves of Argentina Switzerland. Do you like me? Maybe. Anyway, 1-1. Ah. Oh, what a block. What a block by the defender, by Goihi, number 6. What a block. Wait, have we had a yellow card? I don't think we've had a yellow card in this game. Watch this. Oh, right off the side, too. Ouch. Well, he did get his hands out of the way, so that means they can't call it a penalty. It's a corner for the Nords. And I think they'll probably add like a couple of minutes to stoppage time because of them having to check to see if there was a penalty. England will go towards the goal with their supporters. Second half, they'll switch halves. Oh, thank goodness my Pickford. He saw that one. He picked that one. If only. Well, anyway, yeah. So After this, there will be one more quarterfinal, and that's later today. Argentina versus Switzerland. That's at 9 Eastern time. That's about an hour and a half from now. The game will start. What's Tekel doing? Saying there's a foul. I think they got to add some time because of the stoppage for the penalty check. Yeah, 3 additional minutes. Fair. Yep, I figured for 3. I would have said 2. Yeah, I was about to say you're heading it the wrong way, dum dum. Okay, we're doing good. Okay, that's all right. So yeah, so as it stands, if England survives this game, then yeah, I'll be watching the semifinal against Argentina or Switzerland on Wednesday at the bar at 3 o'clock because I get off at 2:30 for work, and then of course that means that England, even if they lose, they'll get 2 games on the weekend. They get a weekend game. It's either Saturday for third place at 5 Eastern time from Miami or Sunday at 3 o'clock, the final from New York. Oh, I thought he was going to go forward with it. Sometimes you got to go forward with it and try to get at Norway. Anyway. Sorry, I'm just being calm, cool, and collective. I have to be calm, cool, and collective. I try will. Anderson. Nope. Still time. Essay. Easy. 90 more seconds in the first half. Oh, they're calling a foul. They're calling something on England, but what? Offside? Well, I thought I heard the word offside. So yeah, whatever. Got a couple things. Yeah, I got tennis to worry about and golf to tape. Right. Saka, do something. Kick. Brutal. Why would you kick in the position where the official was right in the way? Jude was looking for the hat trick, but a little too high. And yeah, the referee was right there. You need a better position. So anyhow, uh, well, England's got a few seconds to bring it up forward. Anyway, well, what Kane does is what Kane needs to do. Nope, they're gonna call it the end of end of the first half of extra time. There's 15 more minutes to play, and the teams will switch sides. England will shoot at their supporters, shoot the ball at the supporters, and Norway will do the same with their supporters. Jude Bellingham could have probably taken the penalty if there was a penalty to make it 3-1, and get a hat trick, but that's not gonna happen. So first half of extra time is over. I'm going to go grab a brewski. I'll be right back. Don't worry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And it's kind of how many steps it takes for me to grab a drink. Right, there's only 1 minute left. Bellingham and Kane both have 6 goals. That's actually amazing. They're actually tied. That reminds me of me and my partner in ball hockey. We both scored 6 goals for our team. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Very good. It took me only 11 steps between the 2 things. Stepping in there. Yeah, I should check that out. I should actually check Facebook and see what type of reactions are going on right now. It's trade day. Yeah, Savage versus Walker Bueller. Bueller. Yeah, 7-year-old name on the cup. That is Bliss, 1987. July 27th, they'll open the bridge. Okay, 34. Hmm. That was a good finish. So, anyway, round. Hmm. 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 Yeah, Norway's goal wiped out by VAR for Howland shove. A lot of Norwegians will be basically yelling, if it wasn't for that shove on Anderson, Norway might have won the game. So, anyway. So, yeah, I lost my train of thought. I had a train of thought, then I freaking lost it. Shoot. I think it's cramps. I don't know, though. Yeah, he bumped into him. I was about to say, that can't be Holland. Why would they pull him off the field? So, anyway, yeah, there's Elf and all that. That's his father. It's his pape. Yeah, it would have been better if there was no extra time for me, because I would have done time travel tennis probably by now, 7:15. Takes about half an hour to 7:45, and then, got to do golf. I would probably have done it at 8:30 and get to watch the fourth quarterfinal. Now it's going to be pressed for time, if you will, of everything. The problem is, of course, the two events have to happen. Like, time travel tennis is a Saturday event, and so is ASU golf. Like, it's not like interchangeable. Like the 1976 stuff, I don't have to do right on the nose, except for boxing. I do it on Sunday because I do that before I do NFL tournament and all that. So anyway, oh, they're playing head tennis. No, they're not. Yeah, football's coming. I'm calling Motorola. Yeah, I'm not really used to doing 3 hour streams in essence. Well, the World Series, I did like a lot of streams. I think the longest stream of the World Series was 4 hours and 15 minutes or something like that, right? I wonder my longest stream has been. Oh, just over the bar. Over the bar, over the fence. Let's see here. Longest time. Let's see, 221, 215, 212. 203, 259 for Kitchener in the 7 Memorial Cup. That's 3 hours. Patriots against Seahawks. That was a 4-hour stream? Huh. Okay. All that. Oh, Game 7 World Series stream, 4 hours, 20 minutes. 420. Oh, but the Patriots stream beat it. Yeah. Of course. 3.5 hours, 329. Yep. Ah. I really want to see this thing. That's all. Oh my gosh, what a stop. Couple of fantastic saves there from the Norwegian goalie. Gotta admit, those were pretty good saves. I'm a connoisseur of goaltending, well, in hockey goaltending, but you can still figure that out. See what happens. So yeah, I gotta quickly do some stuff for tennis will be about half an hour and golf will be about half an hour to play and all that. So yeah, gotta do it. And I have time thingies too. Offside for what? Spence and then match 7. Oh, he got up for it. Not a bad save by the goalie. Unfortunately, that spilled shot with Bellingham scoring a second goal is going to probably haunt him. Although what could also haunt him is Norway. Up, Bellingham's coming off. No chance for a hat trick. Well, Bellingham with a pair of goals. He could have got the hat trick if that penalty was actually given. I can't believe Bellingham's got 6 goals. Oh, I know what I was doing. Kane 6 goals. So Bellingham comes out, and it will be Byrne. Huh, what a name! Number 15 is Byrne. What a name! Oh, okay. So the announcers are saying that it's the first time since 1986 that a player has scored back-to-back braces or 2-goal performances in back-to-back knockout games since Maradona in '86. I forgot he did that in the semifinals. I know he did. No, I don't think he did that in the round of 16. No, he didn't. I know in the quarterfinals he did against our England, and we all know about one of those 2 goals being crapola as usual. Yeah, I guess he scored twice against Belgium in the final 4. Because I know France. I guess Germany played France in the other semifinal. Because I know France and Belgium met in the 3rd place game, which was weird. Oh, Bellingham's got a piece of grass stuck to his eyebrow. So that should be interesting. So anyhow, yeah, Norway and England. It's a brutal battle. There's still 8 minutes of time left in the 120 minutes, plus stoppage time and all that. Might be 1 or 2 minutes extra time, but we'll see. Hopefully England does not have to go to penalties. Because trust me, if they go to penalties, my anxiety levels are going to jump 80%. Yeah, this stream is almost at 3 hours. Now my record's 4 hours, 24 minutes, and that was Patriots Seahawks, and I think I cut that out, right? Yeah, that's right. I think I stopped after the Patriots were screwed, or did I do the whole 4 quarters? I don't remember. Oof. Just get it out. Just don't let it in. Don't care how you get it out, but get it out. Whoa, where's that ball going? Oh, it's a corner. It went off. Yeah, it went off the Englishman. Don't know which one, but it doesn't matter. I don't know. Oof, off 24. So it is a corner for the Norwegians. Yeah, Norway had a chance to go up 2-1, but Holland with the big shove of the player, you can't do that. It's akin to England being robbed of a goal against Argentina in 1998. People talk about the Beckham thing, but they don't talk about the Sol Campbell play. Oh, oof. Over the bar, over the fence. I think they said that would have been offside anyway. Man, England, second time in 3 tournaments getting to the semifinals. Oof, off a couple players. So that is going to be a corner. Couple of Brits. I thought, right? Wait, I thought it was off the English player, so that means that it's their ball. No foul. Yeah, no yellow cards. This game's kind of clean. Yeah, not even a yellow card. A lot of English players have to be careful not to pick up yellow cards. I gotta think. I think in the semifinals they wipe out the yellow cards, which means that everyone in England will be starting at ground zero. Although, yeah, if they did that, Gaza's yellow card late against West Germany would have just been just a yellow card, and then just be careful. And where's the ball going? I'll fly. Oh, it's a goal kick. So, yeah. Norway's trying to know that. They don't get another game. Well, if you lose in the semifinals, you go for third place. So you make the semifinals, you're guaranteed 2 games. Like France and Spain will have 2 games next week. They'll have Tuesday in the semifinals and either Saturday for third place or Sunday in the final. Yeah. And one team will go Tuesday, Saturday with the games, one game, Tuesday, Sunday. 5 more minutes left in the 120 minutes, and then if we have stoppages, so be stoppages. I'm surprised they didn't. Oh, there were a couple of flushes. Surprised no Englishman got a yellow card on that one. Oh, that's foul. So yeah, it's just a little nerve wracking for me because as an England soccer fan, as a Leaf fan, a Raptor fan, as a Leaf of a Patriots fan, of a Blue Jays fan, when your anxieties take over and all that. For the Blue Jays, I mean, losing Game 7 in the World Series just sucked. Especially when you're up 3 freaking nothing. You should have iced it by now. But Yamamoto just basically came in and saved the day. Punched it out. Okay. Oh. Oh, and he's gonna turn a yellow. It's a yellow card. Well, I spoke too soon. This match does have a yellow card. Yeah. Was that a right call? Call yellow. What? He punched. No, he bumped right. No, he bumped into his own player. Yeah, he bumped into his own player. That should not have been. That should not have been a stoppage. But Adger, I don't know why he got carded. Yeah, he got carded by his goalie. Yeah, the replay said he bumped into his own guy. They should have just kept going because if you get, or they just don't want the goalie down on the field. Watch. Yeah, his own guy bumped into him. Oh, I think. Oh, I think that Adger number 3 was going to get away with it, but then he said something to the referee and he got yellow carded for that. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I agree. That should have been a Norwegian. A Norwegian. Oh, Norwegian goal. Huh. Kind of bad, don't you think? Yeah. But yeah, that hauling shove on the defender is going to play in Norway's collective memory, and not in a good way, of course. off. And copy that. So yeah, got things happening. Yeah, they called offside. That doesn't look offside to me. But yeah, so a minute and a half of normal 120-minute time, and then we go to the penalties. 3 Lions. Yeah, man, how do they afford these tickets? They're like 3,000 American dollars and all that. I mean, $3,000 in $3,000 in Canadian funds. I would be. That's 3 paychecks. That's kind of 3 paychecks for me, or 6 weeks of work. Yep. Oh, Badger bumped heads with him. Oh, is that Spence? I say, spinning it back. Don't spin it back too much. Norway will be expecting that and then counterattack. Sometimes that just doesn't work out that way. Yeah, this would be big. England would have their second great escape of the tournament because they were down 1-0 to DR Congo, and they're down 1 Norway for winning the game. Well, I don't know how much time will be left. Are they going to add some extra time at the end of the 120? And it'll be 2 minutes of added time. So England just has to keep the ball away from Norway. There. Norway's got to get something going. Yeah, for England, I would just kick it right at the goalie and force him to have to do a breakout move. I'll fly. Pickford can't pick it up, obviously. He's outside the box. Good kick. Now, Norway's got to try. They got 45 seconds to tie this game. I will say untie this game. That doesn't make sense. Kick it away. And kick it away. That'll work. We're not done the 2 minutes yet, guys. Nope. You got to go forward. And not so fast. On to the semifinals. Oh, boy. Time for that Great Escape theme song. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. No, it's do 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 do. Well, Norway, they'll be playing that Holland shove forever because that denied them the go-ahead goal, and then of course overtime happened and England scoring quickly, Bellingham being the hero. So now England's in the semifinals. The question now becomes who do we get? It's more than likely going to be Messi, but you never know what could happen. So anyway, 3 hours. I think I might as well just end the stream right here now. So anyway, thanks for watching. I'm Jeff Diamond. Adieu.